Welcome. I'm doing a new live today spontaneously after I took a little break because it was needed, and I am starting with the amazing topic that self-love is, and maybe especially for that reason. And it's something that has changed my life, the self-love approach. And of course, everywhere around us, maybe in our bubbles, we see that self-love, just like the word, and you can interpret it in different ways. But today I want to talk about, of course, the positive ways and the easy ways, what you can do on the daily basis to implement self-love into your life, but also about the uncomfortable stuff that I think we don't talk about enough, like what self-love actually understands within itself and what it brings with. Because for me, self-love, the first glimpse of it was maybe 3-4 years ago, where you have to get up from the floor and not give up and fight in that moment when you got to a low point, let's say, but then reflecting on how you got there, how you got to that uncomfortable situation, to that I call it some kind of imbalance, some kind of uncomfortableness. And I don't experience those low points anymore because I have learned how not to fall into the spiraling self-punishing pattern anymore. But of course, self-love is putting yourself first in that moment when it's bad, when you're suffering, when you're like really low, when you're sick, or when you're something. But this is usually where the society accepts this, and when it's okay for us to put ourselves first, when we are suffering, when we are in pain, when we are out of strength, out of power. But I want to bring up the other point of view where actually self-love also means putting yourself first, even if you're not feeling bad, even if you're not necessarily like suffering at that moment, or you're not out of your strength, but still putting yourself first and deciding to say no, to cancel those plans. Or really what helped me essentially was, because obviously at the beginning of my self-healing journey, when I was suffering really bad migraines, where I was weeks in constant pain, or which was like unbearable, which was then diagnosed for injections and for like a treatment as a disease. Okay, this is how the society, I guess, because I didn't go deeply into it, but this is how the society treats any uncomfortableness. But if we understand that we create our situations, we create what we experience here, what we feel, we choose it, and we have chosen to create a self-punishing pattern and something that harms ourselves, then we can start changing it slowly into, okay, wait, what do I need? And probably if you've been in a situation when you're like out of your strength, out of your power, out of any last chance glimpse of even hope, I was there definitely, then you need to slowly start transforming your reality into what you want it to be. But I want to talk about maybe the first phase, or the first phase I would say is surviving, because if you're really in these triggering situations and things just get you, then first, of course, it's surviving and doing whatever you need to do to get. And the second, I would say, is, which helped me until today, essentially, is stepping away from that situation, not having the need to react to everything. Because if we constantly react, and if we maybe don't know even our energetical type, our human design, if we constantly react, we don't even have the space for knowing if our reaction is aligned with us, if that's what we really want. But if you learn how not to react instantly and how to step away from that situation, no matter how, especially no matter how time sensitive it seems, because always the situations that you will be put into will seem like now you have to do something, otherwise you won't get something, achieve something, blah blah blah. But I think in a peaceful life where your life is balanced, harmonized, where everything flows to you and you become a magnet to the opportunities, to the money, to the success, to the health even, in that situation, there isn't any space for anything being so instantly desperate, because you go with the flow and everything happens for you. So there won't be situations that require an action from you immediately, because from that constant action, and this is significant with, let's say, workaholism or emotional non-independence and like emotional outbursts, any reactiveness that you have, where you feel the need that you have to react to things immediately, instantly, because someone's waiting for your answer, because something, but you're subconsciously creating these situations. They don't have to be in your life at all, or less and less. They will appear less and less by changing the approach again, by you changing how you do things. And this, would say, the second phase is learning how to not need to react all instantly. In order, why do you want to step back? Because if you step back and then come back and react the same way, then it's basically for nothing. But you want to step back from the situation, really just slow down the reactions and postpone the decision with giving yourself space, allowing yourself space in order to figure out what it is you really want. Because if we go into a situation, I would say, without self-love, meaning without the intention of the outcome, if we just are dragged into life and we're dragged into that situation and we just fall into it, basically hoping for the best, but not knowing the intention. Intention is your decision of what you want to achieve in that situation. What is the ideal outcome? Do you want a fight? Do you want to gain some money? And how much do you want to it to result in peace and even dissolve into nothingness? That's often my choice, and it works significantly, because the thing we think will happen, those are the overthinking patterns, and whatever comes up, the worst case scenarios that come up in our mind are the ones that we are projecting into our reality then. But you must change the scenario. You must change it inside your head. Using self-love, in my opinion, is this: being aware of what's in your head, being aware of what patterns are coming, what do you think will follow, what do you think the outcome will be from any situation, from any triggering situation or something. You're in it, but you have to step back, create that space where you can actually figure out what it is you want and need. Because now I'm getting to the point of needs. Those are a significant part of self-love. And as you go along the journey of self-love, of that approach, you will inevitably be changing. Therefore, you will view people around you differently. That's just inevitable, because if you change the way you've been behaving to yourself, and you behave to yourself differently with respect, obviously you will see the people around you behaving differently. And then again come your decisions. Is this a part of that dream reality I want? What's the dream? You have to visualize really clearly of what you want and understand you have to adjust what you want. Because obviously, sometimes we can only visualize something that's possible for us, some certain step away from where we are. Because we don't want to need more, we can't even imagine having it even better. But usually when we achieve that step of, okay, I have it actually, but this is not it for me. Always you can have more of yourself because it is only working in terms of. So by creating that space for you to become aware of what you need and what you want, this changes the things. This changes the whole scenario and the outcome by understanding your needs. And probably the scary thing is they will be maybe different than what you thought. They will maybe be different than what you're expecting, even from yourself, because you thought you knew yourself. But the more you respect yourself, the more you love yourself, you change. You change the approach towards yourself, and you change the way you view the world. Because if you trust more, if you love yourself more, you're going to see better things in the world for you. You're going to see a better outcome. And you're going to understand your needs, what you need, and especially when we start accommodating our needs or our true calling or whatever we really want to do, then maybe or probably it won't be aligned anymore with certain people in our lives, because for them it will be maybe not understandable if you've been, I would say, actually lying to yourself about that need of how you want to live, what lifestyle you have. And by changing the approach or seeing it for yourself, obviously there will arise a need to say more, even no, to other people. Because as you say no to others, you say yes to yourself. And this is the uncomfortable part of self-love. This is the not so fun and not so comfortable part of self-love, is allowing yourself to treat yourself better, allowing yourself to accommodate your needs more and more. Not only, okay, so especially with the migraine approach, I usually see like, so I have already been doing so much for myself. I have already taken the space. I rest. I try not to overthink. I meditate. All of that stuff. You're like doing the stuff. But what is happening to you if you have been long-term suppressing your purity, your essence, your really, really pure energy, then you will maybe feel that I've been already loving myself so much, but it's not working. I still have migraines, or I still have chronic pain, or I still something. It's still like here with me. Okay, so step one approach is it here really? Or is that the belief of what you have created, that you need to feel this way? That's a very, very big one. Okay, that's number one. Because we believe we have to suffer. We believe we have to be in pain. We believe we have to have a hard life, etc., etc. This is a combination of our patterns. And the second one is also we have expectations from ourselves of how much self-love we can give ourselves. But it's unlimited. And especially if you're still experiencing some uncomfortableness, something triggering you, something disappointing you, and pain, chronic kinds of pain, then it's not enough. It's just not enough of self-love you're giving yourself, and your boundaries aren't adjusted enough, and you might have to change even more of how you treat yourself than you ever thought was possible. And then maybe the people around you will significantly change. But this is where you're heading. You can't stop, or you can actually, but if you are experiencing chronic pain, there is more for you. There's always more for you. Again, I repeat, chronic pain is like a closed energy. Okay, it's inside you. That pain is closed potential, your true essence. Of course, we can't open it just like that, like crack it like an egg and have it here for us, because it would flood us. We wouldn't be able to cope with that, because if we're not respecting ourselves, not giving ourselves love, unconditional love in everything, how we want it, then we wouldn't be able to hold that full potential that's inside of that pain. But maybe the pain is getting better. Maybe it's getting less frequent. Maybe it's just even bearable. It's even bearable. We tend to settle for bearable. We tend to settle for it's not that bad yet. So why would I want more? It's not so bad. I can survive this. But are you willing? Are you going to be surviving your life, or living your full potential, or living more of what it is there? And this is the scary part of self-love, where we approach again new, and we learn new, and we create new relationships. We always have this tendency of blaming everyone, pushing them away, and saying no, this is it for me, and I don't need more. Okay, this is a form of settling. There is always more for you, and you don't have to go out there to chase it, but it is hidden within you. And especially if you're experiencing chronic pain, it's just there. The answers are in that pain. And you have to remind yourself always, this is my potential. It's inside here. I have it. It's here with me, no matter what. And okay, I'm scared to open it maybe now. But maybe I'll allow a bit more of myself, and I'll allow myself to try. What more can I do for myself? And keep asking your pain what it needs today. Because why is it still there? And why are we getting maybe even tired to asking ourselves, why are you here, pain? Like not again. But it's gonna be coming back again, and that's the greatest thing. Because it wants you to have more. That's why it's here. And a disease just wants you to have more, to live more of your authenticity, to radiate more of you into this world, because we need you. We need you here. We need you to talk about how you view the world, how you uniquely understand things. This is what we need. This is what allows us to rise. This is what inspires us and we can relate to. This is what it doesn't allow us to give up, because only the belief of someone experiencing the similar thing, or just going through that similar thing and going through something hard or even easy, living the life we want. This is what keeps us going. This is why we're here as a whole. This is why we're so different, but same in the core. We're all trying our best no matter where we are and when we are, because we have different understanding of things, and then we learn. And we learn to change our values, even our boundaries, our perspective of things. So this is the, I would say, not so fun or not so easy part of self-love, or we need to become aware of this. That's what I want to say, because like everything, even self-love has the two polarities. Okay, that allows us not to see self-love in the arrogant, egoistic way, because of course we can choose only that side. Okay, like you don't care about, not caring about anyone else. But the whole problematic of self-love, the true self-love, cares about what's best for you, and what is best for you is best for the ones around you. But the what is best for you might change throughout the way. It will probably change. What was best for you a year ago maybe isn't best for you anymore. Every experience comes and goes. Maybe it comes in a new form this time, but then it needs to go. You need to let it go and see what's next, or create the space for something new to come. So yeah, saying no might be a big part of it, and it's important to see it also from this way. And I'm going to check just my notes, what I wrote. Self-love is when you get up from the floor and never give up on yourself, when you decide to do whatever you have to do to put yourself first and be okay, no matter what anyone says and no matter what anyone thinks, because that's not your responsibility. Self-love is not giving up on yourself, not giving up on your dreams, and not giving up on your life. You are self-love, you are love, you're everything, and you choose how you want to feel in this life. And talking especially about the hard things to do for real self-love and self-respect is saying no to old habits and saying no to people. And as you give yourself more love, you change, you transform. When your primary needs are fulfilled, you need less. This is a nice one, because we are always looking for the outside. We're always, in every aspect, whether it's relationships or health or money, we are still looking outside for what we want, what we actually crave from the inside. Whenever you're chasing it outside and you have these needs, you have needs and patterns and addictions to foods, people and what was the other one? Like things. Then your primary needs are probably not fulfilled. If you need something from the outside, really need it, need someone to be there, need something to make you happy, need something to make you healthy, etc., etc. It is about going back to that initial need. What is behind it? Where's the lack, or where's the abundance of it? And searching there. Because if your needs are fulfilled, you're okay with people having things, you're okay with people not having things. Because you know you will have what you're supposed to have, basically. And you no longer need to search for things outside of you, because you're aware of the power of yourself, your mind and energy. You can be at peace and stay at one place because you trust that you attract instead of chasing. This is very nice. You don't need to chase anything. You must learn how to attract. how to attract more of what you want into your life, because if you're not attracting it, you're limiting it from yourself. You're either repulsing it or attracting it. Easy. Or allowing the balance of the flow, that it comes and goes. Because everything is energy and everything comes and goes. But the frequency of how much it's coming or how much it's going, the inequilibration, the imbalance, that's from within. You're limiting it with some kind of belief because it seems dangerous for you. Whatever you don't have, your mind is protecting you from it for whatever reason. From money, from health, from relationships. You're protecting yourself. So you need to understand that the intention behind what's happening in your life is always good. It's always can be viewed from the point of love. And you can be at peace and stay at one place because you trust that you attract instead of chasing. Yes. The nice things we think is self-love are buying yourself something nice, taking a break, resting, taking a relaxing bath, or going out for a massage. Those are good. But the real change comes again from within, and it is about changing the way you behave towards yourself, and with that the people around will seem different because you have changed so much. Allowing yourself the luxuries of life and allowing yourself to have things, of course, can be a way of self-love, but again, the real change comes from within. And the questions are, why are you needing that thing, that something? Why do you feel like you need more than you have already now? That might be triggering, but I'll leave it at that. And then you might have to say more no than yes than you have ever before. That might happen. And as you change your own boundaries, you might have to not accept what used to be fine and normal. You might have to say more no's. Because as you say more yes to yourself, you have to say more no's to maybe others or habits or something. So yes, I hope this was useful, and I hope this will guide you and help you on the self-love, self-healing journey, because what we're here to achieve is less pain in your life, less chronic pain, and more relief, more relaxation, more peace in your life, and that is totally achievable. I did it, so you can do it. I thought I couldn't, and I did. So whatever you're thinking, you also can. And I'll leave this saved on the page again. And have a lovely, lovely day. Bye.